Okay, this is Han Ru from MyVote.EOS, and we are having MyVote.EOS BP interview series. We are here with Morris from EOS PGL.MLT. So welcome, Morris.
Hi, Han. Happy to be here. Thank you for putting together this initiative. It is time that we band together and start using those EOS for the benefit of the EOS community.
Great. So before we get to know more about you and EOS PGL.MLT, we got to make sure the first thing's right. So the community wants to know that if you agree with the MyVote.EOS principles. So let me just ask you a question, and then just let's make sure that you agree all those four principles that I'm gonna ask you, okay? So
Yes, sir.
The first one, do you agree not to engage with the vote buy?
I do agree.
Great. Do you agree to provide quarterly operations and financial reports?
I do agree.
Good. Do you agree not to operate more than one BP, sock puppets, or second BP?
I do agree.
Good. Do you agree that votes can be taken away at any time once you engage with the vote buy after getting voted by this proxy?
I agree with that as well.
Great. Okay, so let's get to the point. So people wants to know, the community wants to know about PGL.MLT and what kind of efforts you've been putting together to know more about you. So can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and then your BP team?
Our primary goal of our block producer EOS PGL.MLT is to create HuFi tools. HuFi is a term that I'm defining as human-generated finances. Our current liquidity system is based on fractional reserve lending and by banks and national borrowing by central banks. This, in effect, gives the banks and the central banks all the power to create the liquidity. Now with Web 3.0, any individual can create a loan that's fully backed and at zero interest. And so what I've said is the term of HuFi tools are three websites, and the first one being EOS marketplace.io. Here, any EOS account holder can go in and create a profile of their business along with their three best loss leaders. In the code, there's an embedded point of sale system where EOS can be used to make a purchase and pay for the purchase. Along this idea, there's also incentives, this one being one of them, EOSmicroloan.com being the second website that we've created that is part of the HuFi tools. The third, and my favorite, is the HuFi tool EOS Template 1. What this allows any individual to do is to create their own website with no coding experience needed, no servers cost, no domain renewal cost. The website becomes the website domain becomes the EOS account. So in this particular case, EOS.MLT is an example of a website that anybody can create effortlessly and have an opportunity to be able to sell all their items. All on the blockchain. We've also created a number of informative videos, and these are community created content. And so I'll just play a little bit of one, for example, how to build So in that one, we are able to show how to create an EOS Template 1. It shows the user how to buy PGL, MLT, how to buy RAM, how to trade for MLT and the many other tools to be able to get your profile on a website. So it's all already set. And then here we have built a tool to be able to create an EOS account privately. Right now, many of the systems depend on a third party to create an EOS account. We created a bot on Telegram that has worked very well. I don't know how many MLTs we've created to date, but in the short amount of span, it's now numbering over thousands. So we're very pleased about that. And that's our continued focus of what we plan to do with the earnings. Right now, these earnings are our team pays for the cost. So being able to get to be a paid blog producer is going to help us speed up the process. We do hire promoters throughout the world. We support them with education. A lot of our promoters already know how to create liquidity pools. They know how to stake. And this is an effort to share with the community that EOS is more than just a coin. It is a tool that can create a lot of efficiencies. We're also working on the US template wine idea. By the way, it's a smart contract. You do not have to depend on our template to load up. It is a smart contract where you can deploy your own code, so anybody can create their own website, write the code, and deploy it here, and have their website appear. It doesn't have to depend entirely on our template. But we went a step further because we wanted people to be able to use it, and it's been good. I think.
So it's like you've been focusing on like empowering people who are suffering with the their local currencies, and then you're providing tools for them so that they could do things on their own new economic environment.
Well, I mean, we're all suffering for the way that the current liquidity system is created. It is my goal not just to help those that have no choice, but to make it mainstream for those that do have the ability to create and move liabilities on fiat to a liability on the EOS blockchain. In various interviews, I keep talking about balance sheet and net worth. And one of the net worth items is how much is owed to you as a company on the worth side of the balance sheet. And if we are able to start lending homes or cars and put that into the, someone owes me this amount of money because they bought a car, we're effectively starting to remove the financial entities we've all depended on. And so this opens up the strategy for many things. I mean, maybe one person can lend 10,000, but could 10,000 people lend $1 if we're organized, if we get the word out? And we've already proven that is doable. And I'll point to this. In a short amount of span, the people in Venezuela were able to create their own products, EOS themed products. Mm-hmm. This empowerment now is starting to begin in other areas. So the idea is to create the tools so that time is not wasted. Because what's happening around the world is that there's many people that, because of the scarcity of liquidity, time goes by. You and I are very busy. We're working 15-hour days, but what about those that have the time and the desire? And I'm finding out that there's a lot of intelligent people out there with the correct moral compass, that know that helping someone else is the key, that paying it forward is the key. And we finally have tools that we can deploy that everyone around the world can use.
I mean, you guys are doing such a great job adding so much value by proving what can be done with the blockchain. And I wonder, like, who's behind your team? How many people are working on it? Who's, how's your BP infras like?
So yes, I'm the head. I have a team in Los Angeles that support me with coding, with outreach. As of now, I have about 25 people around the world that I hire as promoters, looking for more to hire. Our partnership is our VP candidacy is a partnership with the prospector team. They helped launch EOS Microloan and EOS Marketplace, the smart contracts behind it. We've launched EOS Template 1. We're launching EOS Dtrack. EOS Dtrack is we're going to leverage what we're learning with EOS Dtrack into something else. We're looking to hire as many promoters as I can afford from around the world.
Okay, so I think if there's anything you want to say to those voters, for why do they have to consider voting you?
All you need to do is look at my EOS accounts, EOS Microloan, EOS.MLT, and it'll show that our mentality, our focus, our strategy is to give back. And the way to give back is to put those EOS back to work in the community. And I push, and if you join the channels that I'm in, I push for those EOS to be circulated within the community. That's the liquidity that it would empower more people to do more things. I always say that a $5 bill, intrinsic value is $5, but $5 in EOS, if it's circulated 24 times in a day, it is 124 times is $120 intrinsic value. The intrinsic value of crypto is a lot higher than the intrinsic value of our current fiat. And it's something that I read about. Well, what's the intrinsic value of Bitcoin? What's the intrinsic value of Ethereum? What's the intrinsic value of these coins? Well, we've proven that for EOS, the intrinsic value is a lot higher than the face value of it at that time.
All right. So Morris, I think it is good. And I really wish to see you succeed with EOS with this community support. And we wish you keeping the good work for the future of the EOS.
Thank you, Han.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.